Greeting YouTubers and Armored Warfare fans. Today I'm going to discuss about the new patch, the Art of War, that just recently came out. And there's some good things, but unfortunately I feel there are more bad things than there are good. Things that have, in my opinion, completely killed this game. For me, that is. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, the new patch will fix these major issues. And when I say issues, I mean serious, big-time issues. I even have a short replay of what I'm talking about to back this up. Well, first, let's talk about the positive things. Well, attention has been brought to the commanders, as they said they were going to. And let's go into here in the barracks where the commanders are, to explore this a little bit. Yes, I do not have all the commanders yet. And I know some of them you have to buy and whatnot, but I'm not worried about that. Alright, let's go take a look at someone I've had for a while. Let's look at Victor. Each one of the characters, the new TCs here, have this box. And at first you look at it, you're probably saying, what the hell am I looking at? It used to be a straight tree. It would branch off to the right, branch off to the left. You get to pick what skill you wanted your commander to have. Well, that's gone now. Now they have this big box for you to sit there and study. It took me more than 45 minutes to go through all the commanders and look at what is it they actually have. Basically, you start out with their basic skill here. He has Swift Response 4, which you can read right here what it does, which is pretty much this one right here in the center. Now, the other commanders have them at different spots, and none of them are. There are some of the skills that are similar, but they all just go off in different shapes and directions here. I'm about to just show you. Let's go take a look at Ionis over here. Completely different setup. Similar icons and whatnot. But anyway, it's nice that they put this much thought and effort into it, but ultimately it really, in my opinion, really screws stuff up. It screws up everything, because you're giving these points over here 5. You're giving 5 of them because I'm at, I think, level 5 or whatever it is for this. But, yeah, you're giving the 5 points and you're supposed to distribute them. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. And you can go about any way you want to spend them. So no longer is it just Victor is this type of character. Now you could branch out, which is good, on everything that's in this that you want. But you're limited. I think there's 15 levels per TC, so that means you can only get 15 skills. This is good and bad. It adds replayability of going back to reset them and say, hey, I'm going to try a different path this time, you know? But at the same time, it's frustrating, because sometimes there's skills you don't want, but you have to go through in order to do it. Worst part is, these blank spots, you can actually select these to get to a perk or skill or whatever you want to call them. And it's just a point blown out the window. And I don't like it. I just do not like how this whole setup is. I wish I could say more about it. It's just frustrating. One thing I do hate is the fact that if I were to reset him and say I want to do a different path altogether, it would automatically cut off a certain percentage of points that he has earned that I've been played with. Something like 30% or something like that gets hacked right off everything. And that blows. I don't like it. I do not like it at all. And the next thing I don't like is how slow these commanders level up. The game has changed to the point that you, at least for me it has, that I can't get more than 1,000 points a game. I can't get close to 900. And I'll get into all that in a minute. But the points, just look at this number. This is until he gets to the next level. 534,445. That's a fuck ton of points to go through for another level. That'll put you in playing the game for quite a while. Even with boosters on, it's going to hurt you in the long run, because it's a major investment of time. Anyway, I think I've said enough about the commanders. One thing that's also has changed are pretty much these supply crates, and when you get them, you now have a chance of opening it and opening up an upgraded version inside the box. Let's see, how did it go? It was bronze, silver, gold, and platinum, I think, along that line. So every time you open up a chest, you have the possibility of getting stuff and an upgraded chest inside that chest. I know, it's kind of weird, a chest in a chest. I've had it to the point that I had a chest in a chest in a chest. Go figure. But, hey, I do like that. That's a good thing. Now, the other thing that has been changed, or I shouldn't say changed, but has been added, was that if you go over here, in Zhang Fang, he has a whole bunch of new vehicles. For example, this one right here, which I'm still grinding out. Completely new vehicles. There's just a bunch of new vehicles just thrown around in here. I have yet to try any of these other than that one, and it was just briefly. But yes, there's been a whole bunch of new tanks added, and armored vehicles in general. And basically, it's good that they did that. Another thing that they have changed, which I simply love the fact that they have done, any wheeled vehicles like this, they no longer have this wicked pitch to their turn. You can go half the speed and then decide, I'm going to go right, and suddenly you'll be spun around almost backwards. And worst case scenario, if you're going top speed and you hit an object, you will spin at least twice on impact with the old patch. But that's gone now. Now you have a lot more controllability with these wheeled vehicles, and that makes vehicles like the ERC here a lot more fun to play with that control. No longer is it breakneck speeds, you get suddenly take a turn and suddenly you're going the opposite direction you were just going in. Instead of going straight, you're going left because you lose complete control. And the pitch of taking that right or left completely screwed up any... I just couldn't stand it. I hated playing wheeled destroyers or anything wheeled in general. Now we're going to come to an issue which I have mentioned before that has not been fixed, and I am literally kind of getting sick of, to the point that I really don't want to play Armored Warfare anymore, and that is the constant, and I mean constant, spamming of ATGMs. I don't know how much I can explain how I hate ATGMs at the moment. It's just, I find myself dying 98% of the times by ATGMs. I'm not kidding. I could go toe-to-toe with an MBT and survive more shots than from an ATGM hitting me. ATGM hits you, you're pretty much boned. You can't do anything to save yourself at this point. You're just outright screwed. If you get locked on, I've had a game where I was in my M1A1 Abrams and I ran into a swing fire. I said, you know what? I'm going to keep my best armor forward. I'm going to drive straight ahead. Drove straight ahead. Swing fire fired. Both rounds came in. Both rounds destroyed me. That quick. Snap of a finger. Dead. Didn't even get a chance to do anything. Couldn't repair, couldn't do anything. First rocket hit, second rocket hit. That was it. It was over. They need to do something about the ATGMs in this game, because everything, like AFVs and light tanks, anything that shoots an ATGM is pretty much godlike in this game. The Weasel Chow. I hate those motherfucking things. I hate them so goddamn much now. I didn't have a problem with them ever before, but now that they're introduced with the ATGMs and the ATGM changes, have just been a constant harassment. Nothing like driving along and out of the side, suddenly an ATGM comes in, hits your side, there goes 90% of your life gone with one damn hit. ERA, as you see in this tank right here, the T72 AV here, the special version I just bought. I just love that blue. I have yet to take this tank out for battle, and I just bought it. And frankly, it's just going to sit there and collect dust until they fix this game, because I am not going to play this game anymore because of the issues I am stating. Anyway, the little rectangular boxes is ERA, Explosive Reactive Armor. Shape charges, missiles, HE, all that crap that hits you has a chance of detonating them, or should, by right, detonate first, unless if it has a higher penetration. And it's useless. It's outright useless. This isn't the only tank that has this. You can go to the M60. He has it. You have the M60 A3, it has it. Even the M1A1 has it right across the sides, as you see right here. This is all ERA. But missiles shoot right through it. They just say, fuck it. They hit it. I've watched my tank get decimated with ERA still intact after being shot in the side twice. Right direct contact with the ERA, and has done nothing to curb the damage. Does nothing. It's infuriating. Everything just shoots goddamn ATGMs, and it's spam, spam, spam. Anything that's small, AFV, tank destroyers, some tank destroyers, I should add, have them. Let's see here. Got a vehicle here that what I have that's might have it, and I don't think I have anything right now that shoots ATGMs other than the Sheridan and the Starship, which I don't even use ATGMs that much. I just dirt my way through armor with using HE. Nothing is more satisfying than shooting a target and you have HE penetration and you see like 5 modules light up and 2 crew people die. That's kick-ass. And you see like 90% of their life just get evaporated. It teaches you where to shoot tanks' weak spots. I mean, normally if you shoot a cupola or something, you get less damage. But when you're in something like the Starship, which does tremendous HE damage, you have basically a free way of getting inside the tank and having the high explosive filler decimate everything on the inside, which is awesome. It's one of the most lethal things in the game to happen to any tank. But it's still ATGMs. Oh my fucking god, I hate them. The game is they should rename this not Armored Warfare, but World of ATGMs, you know what I mean? Anyway, I just realized I've been rambling on over here and I haven't gotten a chance to show the video footage. I only have 15 minutes and 14 minutes I have left, so I'm going to continue this in part 2, where I'm going to show you the replay and show you what I'm talking about. So until then, enjoy what you're playing and have fun.